All right, welcome to That Synth Show, man. We got some special news today. We got the Behringer BMX, the Oberheim DMX drum clone. I know you've all been waiting for it, just like we were waiting for that Lin drum, but we got some special news today that this might be coming sooner than later. Not only that, we're going to check out some old DMX drum sounds and everything else in between, baby. Let's go with That Synth Show. All right, so here's an image of it, man. It looks absolutely beautiful. And if you don't know much about the Oberheim DMX clone, we're going to tell you a little bit about it now. It doesn't look like that. It looks absolutely fantastic. We're going to jump over here and show you what the other one is. This is the original right here. This is the Oberheim DMX. A bulky, beautiful mess. Big buttons, big faders. Little phone dial pad over here. Old, sophisticated, classic drum machine. Its sounds are sampled recordings of actual instruments. The machine has a number of human-like feels, such as great swing, function, rolls, flames, and other weird signatures and grooves. Best of all, easy to operate, 8 separate outputs for individual processing, 100 sequences and 50 songs. So, this was used by Run DMC, Prince, Stevie Nicks, Mike Oldfield, David Hawk, Walensky, Philip Says, Dave Frank, and a bunch of other people. So, where did we get this news, man? Where did it come from? Where did it drop? You know where it came from. Right over here, Facebook site. Giving us a little update on Behringer. Amazing week, we achieved another engineering milestone. As you know, man, it's quite difficult to go back and reverse engineer this stuff, but Behringer is the best of the best at it. And if we look at it here, this is not just your regular DMX clone. As usual, and I like to see Behringer do a little more of this, they're adding a whole nother level to it. A brand new, what looks like beautiful OLED screen. And let's check out some news over here if we jump over. The Behringer BMX hybrid sampling drum machine. The clone of the old one, but not just that. It's not just a replica, it's more, as per usual. What you immediately notice is the BMX is in the same case format as the RD8 and RD9. The white and blue stripes look very similar to the Oberheim's original. The BMX is, yes, a clone and replica of the drum machine from the 80s, but according to Behringer, it will host all the original sound samples. That's cool. Upcoming 8-bit, 12-bit drum machine will be a hybrid. It'll have an internal sampling engine. In addition, analog filters. Wow. Thus, you can also use other sounds with the engine. It will probably also have a creative sequencer, maybe even a parameter automation. Interface side, each track has its own volume slider or pan knob. There's also 24 drum pads and more. Sound shaping elements such as the controls for the cutoff and the resonance of the analog filter are also on the interface. On the back side, you get the main stereo, LNR outputs, headphones, the usual suspects. All right, so let's go check some stuff out. Check out a little bit of Behringer's intro video.
What's up everyone, I'm Patrick and this episode is brought to you by the Behringer Synth Museum. Now I know a lot of you have a soft spot for classic drum machines, and if the Lin drum was the Coca-Cola of romplers, this would be the Pepsi. It's the DMX.
And if you've noticed, Behringer have absolutely nailed their drum machines. They nailed the RD8, completely nailed it. They nailed the RD9. They got the RD9 coming out in Euro rack form. I can't remember that. I think it's the TR9 they're calling it or something. But anyways, man, they're nailing their drum machines, and with the Lin drum plus this, woo! I mean, actually, when I'm thinking about this, Behringer actually, what they seem to be doing is they're giving you the ability to fill your whole house and have a studio of classic, not exactly, but classic sounds with a modern twist. I like that. I like that, Uli.
The DMX drum sound is legendary. As the second commercial digital drum machine to ever hit the market back in 1980, it made a massive contribution to the evolution of hip-hop, contemporary R&B, new wave, and the decade's dominating sounds of synth pop. And if we're going to start with the DMX's influence on synth pop, one band and one game-changing record would undoubtedly be at the top of the list.
New Order in Veronica's Countdown met Blue Monday. Hello Stephen, all kinds of equipment, all keyboards. Can you explain a little bit about it?
Explain a little bit. Yes, well, I'll try, and as few words as possible. This is Igor the robot drummer. If I say play to this box here, it will start playing the drums. All right, play. Ah, you didn't believe me, did you? Stop. This box here is actually contains digital recordings of real drums and even hand claps. Someone clapping in there. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? I don't know how it.
So amazing how back in the day they were so amazed by this stuff, and now we can all get our hands on it for, you know, in multiple different fashions. The drum machines out there's a million, but it is very cool to, even though I'm not a huge fan of Behringer clones, I do like the fact that they're recreating some of this stuff because I want to get my hands on the Lindrum and the BMX.
It comes from America.
So do you.
New Order's Blue Monday was to become the biggest selling 12-inch of all time, with the DMX's EEPROM-driven 12-bit samples providing the iconic backing beat to a song which would go on to heavily influence the dance and house boom of the late 80s. However, New Order's use of the DMX seems somewhat of an anomaly for an English band, though there were notable exceptions, with its tightly clocked percussive beat finding itself prominently featured on Eurythmics' 1983 album, Touch. And of course, we couldn't leave out old Phil, who certainly did enjoy a good 80s drum machine.
We're going to try, this is a tune called Studio.
But whilst the DMX fueled a new wave of British synth pop, on the other side of the Atlantic it was inspiring a different wave of 80s cutting-edge artists. And a yet unheard of young Italian American would see its punchy snare and tight groove propel her onto the global stage.
Ooh, oh how Madonna has fallen. That's the Pauly D, baby, for all you guys who must have forgot. That's the Pauly D, the Mini Moo clone. Mini Moog, whatever. Ooh, we look in the background, we got the Pauly D, we got the RD8, and we got the string machine, the VC340. Woo! Just take a minute. DeepMind 12 Desktop Pro 1. Just think of all the synthesizers Behringer has released. At some point, everybody's going to have to start giving them credit. I'm giving them credit right now. And all the Behringer bros out there, you know we love Uli.
Holiday was Madonna's first commercial success, making it to number 16 on the US Billboard and breaking into the top 10 in several European countries. In actual fact, the song had originally been written and recorded with a Lindrum by the group Pure Energy, but Madonna had her producer Reggie Lucas reprogram the beat with a DMX in the re-recording process. Madonna would also use the DMX for her global #1 hit, Into the Groove, a year later. As the electronic disco rhythms of the DMX proliferated into the mainstream.
What do you guys think, man? Let me know in the comments what you think of this. This is exciting. I think these are two things that Behringer have been teasing for a long, long time now: the Lindrum and the BMX. And it's very. Can you imagine? Just think about this for a second. Can you imagine having the DMX clone and the Lindrum clone both in your studio for a sweet, cool, you know, probably $500 a pop?
In 1983, there were earlier adopters, and one of the first was the funk master himself, Rick James, using it to produce contemporary R&B vocal group Mary Jane Girls in 1982. Though the song had moderate success, the story really lies within the opening DMX drum break, which became a hip-hop Hall of Fame classic, being sampled from the likes of Dr. Dre for Mary J. Blige's My Life, Jay-Z, Black Eyed Peas, Big Daddy Kane, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and the list.
Got them all, but look, see, here's the cool thing. There's a very big difference, and this is where, if we look right here, this is the original, okay? And what Behringer has coming down the pipe is this one. All right, so man, look at the difference they're doing here. It's similar, but man, I think Behringer's adding a whole load of other things to it. Just look. We won't know until we get it, but man, that's exciting looking to me. I think it's exciting looking to you too.
Goes on. But whilst West Coast R&B was getting its dose of the DMX through Rick James, over on the East Coast, freshman producer Cash Shift would incorporate a newer synth-based approach to the genre. And with the DMX at the core of his setup, his early collaborations with singer Evelyn King would earn him accolades and define a new R&B sound for the 80s.
I think I gotta pick me up a DeepMind 12 desktop. I think I'm gonna pick one of those up. That would go nice right here now. Let's just give it up for Patch Dog too, because he's the man. I think he's the best demo man in the game. Him and Daniel Fisher and Nick Bat.
But of course, no history of the DMX would be complete without looking at its critical role in the transformation of early hip-hop, in what New Yorkers at the time called a transition into the new school. And no beat captivates that turning point more than the 1983 classic.
Cool. Yo, so what's up? What's your name?
Monique.
My name's Prince Vince.
Let me ask you something. Who's the freshest DJ MC crew around?
You know who.
The Synth Renegades, baby. That's who's the freshest.
Come on.
Who?
Jam Master Jay.
Run DMC.
Word.
Man, that's sweet. And Behringer's coming out with the compression units. They're coming out with absolutely fantastic studio gear. I mean, they are literally just building an absolute empire of amazing synthesizers at crazy prices. How can you not love it? How can you not get pumped up? How can you not love Behringer? You need to go look in the mirror and ask yourself, how come I don't love them yet? I love it. So that's the video. Let's go check this out over here real quick. We got some sounds from the actual machine from Synthmania. Let's just check that out real quick because that's highly produced, heavily produced, epic marketing from Behringer. But let's check this out. Ten classic sounds. It's going to be nice to get something like that in the studio, I think. Going to be real nice to get a drum machine like that. I got the Korg drum log, but just the Lindrum and this, I feel like are just going to add some real awesome elements, and I know you guys are excited about it too. If you like the video, subscribe, share, like, don't like, take off. But enjoy, man. We're just having a good time. Let's skip some more. Cool. So nothing too crazy, man. Very cool drum machine. It's going to be very cool. Now let's check out how much these beauties are going for on the used market. Because you know the Behringer BMX is going to come in at around, I think the starting for the RD8 and the RD9 were under $400. Check it out here in a sec. And then I think this one here, if you want an original BMX, right off the bat, we're looking at $3,000. We're looking at $4,500, $3,000. There's not many out there. This is on Reverb. There's really nothing. $5,000. So you're looking at between $3,000 and $5,000. So for anyone who says Behringer isn't doing a service to the synthesizer community, they're doing an absolute service. They're doing the synthesizers, the synth lords work they're doing. All right. So this is pretty cool. And again, when Behringer posts stuff like this, if you know the Behringer code, that means this is almost ready to go, man. Almost ready to go. This is so close, I can almost smell it. And I don't know, they might release this one before the Lindrum, because I feel like the Lindrum has got a little more anticipation. I don't know. It's a battle. But man, I know that this here is going to be absolutely epic. I probably will 100% be getting it. They're going to be gigantic and huge, so I'm going to have to create a whole new section for Behringer drum machines, I think. What is beautiful. Anyways, that's it for today. That's the show. If you enjoy it, like I said, like, subscribe. If you want a t-shirt, there's a merch shop down in the bottom. If you want this beautiful hat with capture the flag of the Synth Mafia, and you can pick that up at echocraft.com, his merch site. Lots of cool stuff on there. Until next time, you guys take it easy, baby. Sloo, sloo.